What's up, besties? It's your boy Darrell here. Okay, so listen. Mondays are me days, which means everybody is lucky to be hearing from me today. But I love that I'm hearing from you. I have egg grease on my lips. But said all that to say, Mondays are my rest days. And with that being said, I'm doing the least amount of work today. No edits, no sound effects. Just raw me. So let's talk about it. Excuse the street noise in the back. We live right on the main street. So I started my content journey about a year or so ago. I mean, YouTube tells me it was a year, but I don't know, they be lying. So maybe it was about like a year or so. And so I was on YouTube, actually. So my friend had taught me how to crochet, maybe like 2 years before I had really started my content journey, right? And one day, you know, as I'm looking for stuff to make and like looking for tutorial videos, I see TL Yarn Crafts on YouTube. And I start watching her and I am just enthralled. Like, I'm tripping because I'm like, man, this wonderful, sweet, beautiful black woman got all these subscribers on YouTube and she's crocheting. I was like, I know how to crochet. And I'm like, if she can do it, I probably can do it. It don't seem that difficult. And I'd always wanted to do content or whatever, but I just didn't really know what to do, what content to make, or even really how to make content in a way that people would actually want to watch, you know? So I didn't do much after having that thought. I just kept crocheting and going on about my life. Then, one day, what happened? Oh, I remember. So one day I was watching Tony and she said that she lives in Detroit, Michigan. And when I tell you, I almost passed out. I almost died. Because I was like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that this beautiful, sweet, kind black woman who crochets, who has a book, is from where I am at right now? So you mean to tell me that's possible? Like, that can happen? And so I said, listen, child. Let me go ahead and make it happen. So I was like, okay, you know, I want to do YouTube, but I don't really have the equipment for it. This was back before I realized that, like, just use your phone. I was like, but I don't really have the equipment for it, and I don't want to, you know, look unprofessional, blah, 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 whatever. I don't know what I was thinking by not starting YouTube. Who knows? Anyways, I was like, yeah, I'll just start Instagram because I like Instagram and it would help. However, I didn't just start Instagram. I started all three. So I started all of the, you know, social medias at the same time. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And some other things. I definitely did everything I could. Because I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And so I started everything. However, I really had only found like my flow on Instagram. Like, I really couldn't figure out YouTube because that was a lot already. Hello. For added clarification, that was like 3 months into the process. Maybe 2. I think it was like 2 or 3 months in. Yeah. For me. And I couldn't really figure out TikTok and how to, you know, get views there. But every time I would post on Instagram, I would get a ton. Not a ton. I wouldn't get a ton of views. Don't listen to me. I would get views. Like, I would definitely get likes and stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. You know, this is working. And so for a while, I really just accidentally ended up sticking to Instagram. And it kept growing and I was really excited. And I mean, it's still growing and I'm still sticking to it. I love Instagram. Woven crochet, shameless plug. I knew that I had to branch out, right? And so I was still on TikTok. All my stuff was still active. I just needed to use it, right? Right. So got on TikTok, started doing TikTok. That started working out pretty well. Now, mind you, at the time when I actually got on TikTok and started actually doing TikTok, I was up to like, I'm sorry, I keep saying got on as if I wasn't already on. I created a whole account. It was just sitting there. But by the time I had actually started to really repost on TikTok instead of just Instagram was maybe after I reached like 7,000 followers on Instagram, or like 10,000 followers on Instagram. And don't quote me, I think that was maybe around like 5 months into posting, maybe 4 or 5 months. Don't quote me though. I don't know. 4 or 5, maybe 6. I don't know. And so I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm getting traction. I might as well go ahead and try, to keep that momentum. That momentum did not keep. And I very quickly realized that the 3 are separate for a reason. They're separate for a reason. Like, I didn't know. I don't know. I used them recreationally before. I didn't use them for And I mean, you can make them work together. You can definitely make all 3 work together, but it takes patience, good marketing skills, good content creation skills. And I only have like one of those things and barely one of them. And it's not patience and it's not good marketing. And I can barely make content. So I don't know. So yeah. I tried doing all 3 at the same time. And that just wasn't working. I was burning myself out. I was getting frustrated, blah, blah, blah. And so I ended up going on a little break from everything because I had overwhelmed myself, right? Which was crazy because literally the extent of what I had to do was post a video. But it's not. That's not the extent of what you have to do. Please don't get me wrong. Please don't think that I'm saying that content creation is nothing but posting a video, because that's not. It's absolutely not what it is. Also, don't look at my stain. Not all it is. It takes a lot of effort. But sometimes that effort is a little bit lessened if you work smart. And I could have kept going, but I was not working smart. There was that. And I took a break. And I kind of like took a break to study. Not to like, oh, I'm not posting nothing, blah, 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 blah. I was also going through a lot of stuff, so there was that. But at this point in time, when I took a break, my Instagram was at 13.3 followers. My YouTube was at 223 followers. And my TikTok was at 1,200, I think, right? It's only been about a month and a couple days or a half or so since I started reposting back onto my socials. My Instagram is now at 18,000. My TikTok is now at 2,000, and my YouTube is now at 290, I think. Now, in the time that I took a break, probably about a 6, 7, 8 month break, I was still posting periodically. Like, I hadn't stopped posting. I just stopped frequently posting. That just is not smart. I mean, if you need a break, you need a break. But the way that I did it was not smart. However, it still worked out. So, I ended up coming back after I felt like, I had taken care of all my business and stuff. And, just tried to get back on the horse. And that's where I'm at now, is getting back on the horse. And so thankfully, I have done my research. I've done my market research. And I have found out the best way for me to do all of this, because baby, let me tell you, I am still going to do Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at the same time. Everybody else is doing it. I can do it. There's nothing wrong with that. I just needed to know how to do it so that I didn't overwhelm myself. And I said all that to say, I'm on this journey of reaching 1 million people at least with my art, with other people's art. I'm big on sharing. I'm big on creating. Like, I am not a stingy person. I do not believe in hogging the wealth. I do not believe in hogging the spotlight. I love bringing people up when I am able to come up as well. And so this journey is less about,
oh my god, I want to like have 1 million subscribers on my like YouTube where I like post purse content and I clean my table.
no. I want to reach 1 million people with my content so that I can create a wholesome and wide-ranging community for all of the people that I know need one. That's the reality of the matter. I really don't care about being a face. Like, that's cool. Like, it's cool to be front man or whatever, but that is anxiety ridden sometimes. Like, I got off track. So that is anxiety ridden. Even with my level of little bit of followers I have right now, it's anxiety ridden because people around know who I am. People in the space know who I am sometimes, like when I go to local places. And that really is like, hey, how's it going? Love ya. But it's cool. Like, it's cool. However, that's not the goal. The goal for me is to create a community of artists that is unbreakable. It's just wild. I feel like so many other groups have so much representation and support, but the arts don't. Like, we're all just left up to chance and ourselves and like figuring it out. And what is that? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. And I mean, of course, there's colleges for art and art, blah, 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 blah. But like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about fiber arts. Because, you know, this is, and don't get me wrong, art is art. Art is art, period. But this does something to you. This does something to you. I don't know what I would be doing right now if I had never learned how to crochet. I mean, I know what I would be doing. I would be doing other art forms, but like, crocheting has really expanded my horizons wider than I ever thought they would be, even with what I already wanted to do and was doing. And so I would love to bring that and other fiber arts back to people. Like, I don't know, 1 million, okay. I watch a lot of YouTube. I am a iPad kid. Not really. I'm a YouTube kid. That's what the reality of the matter is that, like, I'm a YouTube kid. And I believe that content is the new TV. And maybe that's a hot take for some of y'all or whatever, but I grew up with YouTube. Like, my generation brought YouTube up. It was like, here, oh my god, y'all are funny. So like, I don't know, that's what I subscribe to. And I've seen so many people over literally the lifespan of YouTube, because I'm older than YouTube. I've seen people on this platform become great and do great things. And I would love to be one of those people. I would love to be one of those people because I genuinely believe that there is so much good that needs to be brought into the world and is being brought into the world. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that nobody else is doing it. I'm saying that there needs to be more. There's never enough good, you know? So, yeah. That was my little random rant for the day. If you watched it, besties, like, give me a like. And if you're not a bestie, hit the subscribe button, okay? I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. And maybe a Saturday. I don't know. Maybe I'll throw a Saturday in there for real. Like, let me know. But let me know down in the comments below if you enjoyed everything, okay? Thank you, besties. I appreciate you. If you could be a help in getting me to that 1 million subscribers so I can make a case for myself in my life and bringing people art and beauty and art, hit that subscribe button, okay? Thanks, bestie. Okay, have a good day. Mwah!